Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel for another Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video, I want to be going over the brand new update that just dropped in-game today, update 6.4. And they released the patch notes for this update a couple days before, but there was one aspect of the update that I wanted to wait until it went live to get more specifics on and talk more about. And long story short, it's worse than I feared. So, real quick, there's two important parts about this update. The first being champion updates. So 3 champions got buffed. We had Killian the Lucky get buffed, which is pretty funny because he's pretty bad champion before he got buffed, and also they just released Rhonda into the game as a free legendary champion who's a very good champion, but they also made it to where this champion can empower Rhonda. So you had a lot of people who had this champion who was pretty bad before the update. Now he's a little bit better, but now they don't have him anymore because they used him to empower Rhonda. And so I think that's kind of a dirty move, but also pretty funny in the timing. But what got changed was his A2. It's an AoE block active skills, which is very good for PvP, albeit he is subject to affinity checks, so he's magic, so he's weak against force. And this got changed, 75% stun for 2 turns and stealing 50% turn meter, resets if the target's killed. This is good, but single target and stun isn't really what it used to be, especially with Stone Skin in the arena now. And then his passive got changed as well, so now he places 2 of the following buffs instead of he used to place 1. And I believe they added this increased accuracy, so it used to stop at block damage. That was the last potential buff, but now he can do increased accuracy. So this is a dice roll. I mean, all these buffs are great, but you know, you could get 2 good ones, you could get 2 bad ones. It's really just a dice roll. So he's better now, and people are probably going to be upset if they fed him for Rhonda. The second champion is Vergumkar. Vergumkar the Sausage, as some people call him. His A2 got changed. He removes Provoke and a random debuff. I just wish it was a full cleanse, to be honest. I don't think that would break this character if he just full cleansed the team, but it's a Provoke and 1 random debuff, so it could be really impactful or not really impactful, depending on how many debuffs your champs have. And then he places increased defense and a shield based on his max HP, which is good because he's support. He has a strong base HP, so you could just build him with high HP, and then he'll put a nice big shield on your team for protection. I don't know if this skill got changed. I believe it did. But I think the A2 was the important one, and his passive is unchanged, and aura's unchanged. So that's Vergumkar. I'd say he's a little bit better as like a protection champ, but I would say Killian got more of a buff than Vergumkar. And then Tila, who has gotten buffs in the past before, got yet another buff. So now her A2 is an AoE HP burn, but it's, you know, she's attacking and then placing HP burn. So this is subject to affinity check. So if you hit against force affinity, you have a chance to weak hit and not place it. And she's still placing continuous heal. So you get HP burn, you get continuous heal, 2 very good skills. And this was changed to now she not only does AoE leech, but she does AoE hex for 2 turns, and she can increase the duration of HP burns by 1 turn. Very good skill. Will be interesting to test her out in Hydra. I have Attila built. I don't believe she's booked, but I'll have to test her out and see if see if the buff was impactful or not. So those are the 3 champion buffs. Now, on to the important part of the video. So if I pull up the patch notes, this is the area I wanted to get more clarification on. So the Plarium Points program. So Plarium Points is basically a new currency in the game where you get points for what they say taking part in in-game events and tournaments, claiming playtime rewards, completing advanced quests, and purchasing select offers. Now this bullet point right here is what gave me a lot of pause. If you know anything about Plarium and how they operate, they will monetize any system they can to its fullest extent. So, I see this Plarium Points program. I think, okay, this could be potentially dangerous. I see it's tied to a brand new champion in the game, which we'll take a look at her real quick. Here we go. She is part of the brand new faction added. I think Sylvan Watchers was added in November or December of 2022. So here she is. Really cool champion. Looks really cool. Support. Good base HP, not great. Not as tanky as I'd like her to be, not as fast. But if you can guess by her character model, she's based on HP burn. So her A1 is a triple hitter, chance to extend HP burn by 1 turn, 30%, books up to 45. She also has a 50%, books up to 65 of increasing or decreasing duration of a random buff on the enemy. So if they have a buff on them, she can decrease it. If they have HP burn on them, she can increase it so they burn for longer. Triple hitter, good for Fire Knight. So that's a good skill. She has an AoE attack that places HP burn. Now because it says attack, again, it's subject to affinity check. So she is weak against spirit, so be careful on that. And her A3 is another AoE, decreasing turn meter by 15%, and then another 15% if they're under HP burn. So this is conditional potential 30% turn meter decrease. I wish it was just flat 30%. Would make her more of a legendary champion. And then her passive, whenever she's attacked by an enemy under HP debuff, it heals her by 25% of damage and has a 15% chance to activate HP burn on the attacker. So this books up to 30. This will book up to 40. Interesting champion, interesting passive. But if I gotta be 100% honest, having already run the numbers for how long it's going to take to get this champion, or how much you're going to have to spend in real money to get this champion, she's not worth it. I mean, let's compare her kit to a champion that you can get for free if you start a brand new account. If not, it's a lot more accessible to get this other champion, and I would argue that they're even better. So, A2, attack, AoE HP burn. A3 decreases turn meter of the enemy 15%, potentially 30. And then she has her passive. If we scroll up to Sacred Order, Mordecai, one of the best AoE HP burn champions in the game, and you can get him for free if you start a brand new account using code Mordecai. Just type in his name in the promo code box. But he has an AoE HP burn, but he's placing this burn. He's not attacking, right? So he's not subject to affinity check. So even though he's force normally weak against spirit affinity, he has no affinity check because he's just placing the burn, right? So already he's better in that regard. than the new champion. Plus, he places increased attack on everyone for 3 turns. And this is on a 4-turn cooldown. This is an insane ability. His A2, 75, books up to 100% chance of decreasing enemies by 15 and fills allies by 15. So this is a 100% chance that he's decreasing turn meter and he's filling your own. It's not conditional, right? 15 base, 15 if they're under HP burn. This is 100% non-conditional. And then his A1 also decreases turn meter. And it has an even, 30% books up to 45 or, 75% chance booked up if they're under HP burn. Now they're going to be under HP burn because you're most likely going to start off with the A3 and it's not based on affinity check. So it's going to place if it's booked, right? This books up to 100%. Yeah, I would just argue that he's a better champion than her in every aspect except maybe the passive. Now, let's switch back to the article real quick. So, how you earn Plarium points. This is the point I really want to drive home in this video. So, currently, there's nothing in game that gives Plarium points as of today. They're obviously going to introduce new events and tournaments that give these rewards, but there's nothing in the game now, so I don't have any information on that. Playtime rewards we can look at. Advanced quest, even though it says this, I didn't see any points, but we'll go over that. And then this is the big one here, purchasing select offers. So here's where the math of the video comes in. So going back to game, let's look at Plarium Points Program over here on the left. So you click this, and this is what you see. In the bottom row, this is your track and your point tracker to get the champion. So you see there's 3 cards. The first one is unlocked for the champion. The next 2 are locked and are based on you completing the previous card. So let's focus on this first card. Let's first focus on what I like about this system. I like that they are giving you rewards that you could potentially get for free. Rewards that you can earn. They're good rewards. Energy, good. Gems, good. Multi-battles, we don't care about. What else is in here? You got a book, epic book, whatever. More energy, that's good. More gems, another book, more energy, a legendary book. But it's really all about this champion. So what I like is, I like the rewards. I like that it's just more stuff you could earn, potentially just by playing the game. But here's the problem. Earning Plarium points. You need 25,000 to unlock the champion. Well, how do you earn them? Well, you can go to the shop. You can buy this offer, which is in the shop. This is Advanced Quest, which I haven't seen any amount of Plarium points for these, and Playtime rewards. So here's where the math comes in. So I wanted to know how long, first of all, it would take to get this champion for free. Now, like I said, there's no events currently in the game that give these points. As you can see, there's no Plarium points rewards for these 2 events. If we look in the tournament tab, there's a spider tournament going on. No Plarium points here or in the leaderboard. Classic Arena, no Plarium points here or in the leaderboard. So tournaments, events, no idea. The only thing we have to go off of right now is shop offers, Advanced Quest, which, let's just take a look. So I've already completed some Advanced Quests prior to this update. It didn't backfill me on any points. These are pretty standard rewards. There's no player points up here. There's no player points for claiming these, even though it says completing advanced quests gives you player points. So, nothing here. Now let's take a look at daily playtime. So this is where the absurdity starts for this program. So I saw this and I go, okay, how many points do we have here? 3, 6, 8, 9 points. I'm assuming these are all the playtime reward points you can get in a single day before reset. So let's say you get 9 points per day. You need 25,000 points for the champion. If you do the math, just by daily logins, it would take you 2,778 days. That's rounding up from 2,777 and some decimals. So 2,778 days, which comes out to over 7.5 years of logging into the game every single day, doing nothing else. And I'm assuming this also counts as this. So just staying logged in for 2 hours a day, whether you play or you just let it sit idle on your PC. 2 hours a day, every day for 7.5 years to complete one of 3 cards and just obtain the champion, who I don't believe is better than Mordecai. So that's the first crazy thing. The second crazy thing is the amount you would have to spend to get this champion. So my second question was, okay, if you wanted to get this champion today, number one, could you do it? And number two, how much would it cost? So I went into the shop tab. Now, as you can see, here are your player points for these purchases. And what you'll notice is the more money you spend, $30 as opposed to $100, the more points you get. So from what I can tell, 500 points per $100 spent is the average. The only exception is, where is it? The only exception is, I believe, is this offer here. And no, it's not. It's $50. You get 250, but then you're buying this chunk of points. So I said to myself, okay, could we purchase enough points today to unlock this champion? And the short answer is yes. What I did essentially was buy the maximum amount of the most expensive pack. So I put 3 of these in the calculator. I put 5 of these in the calculator. I put 5 of these in the calculator. I put this offer in the calculator. What else? I put this offer in the calculator, which if you're a whale or a big spender, you've already bought this. So this is not even an option. But for me, it was an option, so I put it in. I put this, all 5, in the calculator. And I believe that's it. And then after that, I totaled up about 13,500 points. And then the rest I filled in with this pile of gems offer, because I saw it didn't have a limit on it, and it was easier because it gave the most amount of points. So in total, if you wanted to purchase this champion today, and you could, with all the offers that I have, and people who spend more money will get more offers. That's the way Raid works. That's the way Plarium works. If you spend more money, they will throw higher price offers to you. But just going off what I can see. Number 1, can you buy this champion today? Yes. Number 2, how much would it cost? If you wanted to buy this champion today, it would cost you $4,000 for this champion. Now, if that's not the craziest thing that you hear all day, I don't know what to tell you. If you just have a giant stockpile of money and you don't care, and you're wondering, well, I mean, 4,000, that's nothing. More power to you. Go ahead and buy it. But that's for one champion today. And there's 3 of these. So I go, okay, well, what if you wanted to buy your way through all 3? Well, 25,000, it comes out to roughly $4,000. 25,000, another $4,000 there. And 2,200 came out to, I think, like 3,500, 3,520. I have the total written down. If you wanted to buy all 3, given, let's just keep the offers and purchases consistent, $11,520 for all 3 cards. I mean, come on. That's insane, right? 7.5 years just logging in for this. This is the same amount of points. So let's tag on another 7.5 years. And this is slightly less. So let's just be generous and say 6 years. So you're looking at what? 14, 15, 21 years of logging on every day for 2 hours to complete all 3 of these. I mean, that's just the craziest thing. That it just blows my mind. This is such a money grab. This is like the raid boss of all time gates. It's insane, and I don't know how else to describe it other than just crazy, greedy, punishing. I mean, I had to run the numbers a couple times, and let me know in the contents or the comments if I'm wrong. I mean, if I did something wrong and you're like, hey, your numbers are way off, you can get this way sooner. Let me know, because right now I'm just kind of shell shocked from just recording these numbers and then jumping straight in and making the video. It's really, really daunting. And another funny part about this is not only do you get shafted, oh yeah, cool. Oh, it's a gift, so they give you free 50 points. I'm gonna go take this right now. That'll shave off, 5 minutes maybe of total playtime. But it's funny because you get pretty much nothing for logging in. You get nothing for advanced quests, which they said they're going to include. And they'll probably take out rewards and sub-in player points, which is bullshit, honestly. It should just be attached to claiming these. But the funny thing is if we go back to the shop, spending gems doesn't get you any points. So you can't even earn gems freely by doing Doom Tower, doing tournaments, doing events, doing Clan Boss. You can't even earn gems freely and spend them and get points, which I thought was like, the nail in the coffin, a huge kick in the nuts, whatever you want to call it. I mean, just insulting, really. And, it's almost like Plarium just spitting on you while you're down. So that's another crazy thing. This system is completely, I mean, it's just a whale event. I mean, that's all it is. It's just them enticing people to spend money for a champion that isn't trash, but it's not as good as an epic champion that you can get for free if you start. I mean, if you start a brand new account, I think it has to be like 3 days old or less. You just go in promo code, you type in Mordecai, right? And then he's in your inbox, and boom, you already have a free champion that's better than a legendary and takes 5 seconds to get instead of 7.5 years. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know how anybody is okay with this. If you see any content creator who is defending this, they're out of their fucking mind. They're, probably have Polarium in their ear, telling them to, you know, say it's a good thing. I don't know. It's absolutely insanity, and it's par for the course for Polarium, but it continues to give me bad feelings about the future, especially this year, supposedly being the year of PvP. Really does not give me good feelings about that. But anyways, that's all that I wanted to cover. I can collect this now because I have 50 points, so I'll collect this. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think this is absolutely crazy. I hate it. I don't support it. I think it needs to be changed. And before I let you guys go, just my quick off the cuff idea of how to fix this. Either reduce the total amount of points needed for each one of these cards dramatically, right? Dramatically. I combine the two words. Reduce the cost dramatically, or increase the amount of points we get from daily logins, from advanced quest. Give us player points just for doing things in the game. Give us points for upgrading champions. Give us points for upgrading rank. Give us points for upgrading skills. Give us points for ascending champions. Give us points for running dungeons, running campaign, running arena battle, winning arena battles, running faction wars, running clan bosses. Put them in clan boss chests. Put them in Hydra chests. Put them in the Doom Tower. Just flood the entire game with points on top of the rewards that you're getting, and people would be happier. You could get access to the champs a lot sooner, and I think everyone would look at the system in a much better light. But that's all for this video. Kind of an informative and rant video with some math sprinkled in. I know it's not going to change, and hopefully the tournaments and events they introduce that give us points will be in large chunks and not 50 points here, 100 points there, 25 points, 10 points. I can see them just adding the minimal amount of points to tournaments and events, but hopefully I'm wrong. Anyways, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.